Hello and welcome back to a new episode of the Mr. Sports Show with your host, me, Mr. Sports. Thank you all for coming back again. Sorry for the hiatus. Hopefully, we are back on track and can continue to put these episodes out for you guys. I guess let's just get right into it. Today, I think we're gonna go through some simple tasks. I wrote them down. Uh, Task one: address that I got a green screen, and you should all be clapping. Thank you. Uh, I've already seen that it does not mesh well with the wear a new jersey every pod thing, but hey, we're gonna try to let it go. Today we are sporting the one and only Caitlin Clark Indiana Fever jersey. Yep, an icon, a generational icon. That's task one. Done, addressed. Task two, LeBron, can we have our summer back? I mean, what's going on, buddy? Uh, Task three, fantasy football draft rankings sheet. I will address the creation of it. I will show you how to make it and or show you what I have and holler if you want your own copy that you can sort and filter. And I think that's really cool stuff I got going there. And we'll probably close it out with best and worst moves of the offseason slash like summer league and the draft. So yeah, should be a fun pod. Best and worst, LeBron, maybe a sprinkle of Kawhi. Is he getting traded? Is he cut? Who knows? Yeah, let's get into it and thank you guys for coming back. One quick message from our sponsor, and then we'll be good to start the show. This is it. This is for you, Lori Joe. I'm not gonna sing along. My mom would kill me. I'd be lying if I said I know the words. But thanks for the $6 donation. Alright, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Thank you to our sponsors as always. And Indiana, we're all for you. We're all for you, Indiana. Thank you very much. Alright, welcome back. See why I wore the Indiana jersey now? Alright. Let's get into it. LeBron, what's up, dude? Is it Cavs? Is it Golden State? Everyone said they got ya. You've done enough meetings. You've done enough media tours. I think it's time. You've said you have all the information you need. I think we need the information from you now, my friend. I'm ready. I think God, I, Cleveland feels done, right? It feels like we've already done it. I think ultimately this isn't his farewell tour, if that makes sense. This doesn't have to be his last year. He could do a 1 year somewhere, end it in the land next year. So I kind of think I'm leaning off the land these days. I don't think I understand the Warriors unless there's another move. They would have to do an Anthony Davis trade still. Like I don't get it. The Heat thing is so interesting. They get every buyout guy, and the odds just jumped up today, like just skyrocketed today. But my heart of hearts still tells me it's Philly. It's the best shot he has at a ring, I think. Golden State is the West, and it's hard and it's bad. Timberwolves, same thing, and it's kind of a long road to get there. Cavs is just big hearted guy. I'm not sure that's who we're tying our horse to. If we go to Cleveland, it's just we're done, right? We're just hanging it up. We're there for fun. I do think it's Miami or the Sixers, personally, and I think it's the Sixers. It should be the Sixers. It should be the Sixers. He might do the Miami thing. If it's Miami, him, Giannis, and Bam's gonna. I just would can't wait to see how that ball moves. Let alone who's facilitating, who's got it the most. Can he just slash and cut and play defense when they need him? I'd love every experiment of adding LeBron to every team. So I'm here for whatever you want to do, LeBron. I just want you to do it. You need to give us something, sir. We deserve our summer. I know you're just waiting for the World Cup to end, you son of a bitch. I know you're just waiting for it to end and take all the limelight. And that's fine, but just know we know that that's what you're doing, sir. Um, that's probably it on LeBron. I don't really have much more to say until he does something, but do something. That's all I have to say. All right, welcome to whatever task I said this was, 3 or so. This is the Mr. Sports Fantasy Ranks 2.0. This is what we are going to use to dominate every fantasy league this year. And it is beautifully conditionally formatted by yours truly. Uh, it's a lot. It's a lot. But basically, I have my own tiers. I have my own ranks. I have them sorted by positions, teams, bye weeks listed, targets, fades, total fantasy points per game. This is last year's data. Uh, what rank they were by their position, right? You obviously can read. You see the data. What's cool is that I color coded the columns. So, right, JSN last year, almost 1,800 yards. That's the max value. It's going to be the darkest green. As we descend down into worse values, not sure what's going on with him, but it just gets worse and more red. So it's easy to look at a snapshot quickly and be like, let's take running backs for example. We'll filter for just running backs, and you if you're between RJ Harvey and Brees Hall, you might go, well, Brees doesn't get as many receiving touchdowns as RJ Harvey, or for example, just you can see at a quick glance who excels in what, and I think that's awesome and helpful. So this is what I like and find helpful for me. I'll obviously have a full NFL version of this, but this is what we got cooking for fantasy, and it's easy to maneuver and drag around and rank guys, and I have the tiers. And so yeah, this is kind of ever living and changing, and I'll keep publishing new versions over on my Twitter. But definitely reach out if you need your own URL sheet. I can give you your own sheet you can edit and play with all you want. And yeah, let me know. I think it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you out this year. My ranks are better than ESPN's. My ranks are better than Yahoo's. I I feel good about that. I feel good about that. Fantasy's a crapshoot, but ultimately have fun with it, and the tiers help. I'll go into further depth when we get closer to the NFL, but just something we got cooking here in the Mr. Sports Lab. If anyone wants it, holler at me. Okay, so next part of this pod, we're going to do best and worst offseason moves as well as best and worst of the draft. I kind of did like a top five offseason move centered thing. I might kind of do a draft thing after. So, starting off, top five best offseason moves. I have number five as Victor Wembanyama's extension because he took a pay cut. He did not take the biggest max he could have, a la Jalen Brunson or many other winners who have taken a pay cut. And I think that will really help bolster the Spurs roster for years to come, and I think only helps him put himself in a better position to win. I think that's awesome. Allows them to pay guys like Tobias Harris potentially in another year when maybe they couldn't have afforded them and had to make a different financial decision. So I think that's a huge win. Uh, Number four, I have the Grizzlies just in general. If we look at the Memphis Grizzlies, they didn't resign anybody, right? They got rid of Ja, win. They got rid of Santee, L, but look at who they brought in. They got Jeremy Grant, long forward, can play defense, not awesome, right? He's a salary dump. D'Angelo Russell, he can put up shots, a la Ja Morant. We have Isaiah Stewart, Quentin Post with a Zach Edey and Cam Boozer front court. My fucking God. My God, the Grizzlies are going to be grit and grind again. We are back. We are fully back, grit and grind Grizzlies. They need to make a new name though. I'm not going to make it for them. I don't know what to workshop it as, but they're going to get one and it's going to be awesome. Number three on our best, we have Giannis and the Heat. we've we've talked about this and heard it a million times. I don't think I need to say much more. But the Heat traded in chips basically for $1, and I think that's awesome. They gave them 50 cents and they got $1. So good for them. Now that dollar might not be $1 in 3 years, but it is for one or two more at least. So good trade. And you gave up like nothing. Uh, number two, Timberwolves LaMelo Ball thing. I fucking love it. I love it. It's a crazy gamble. They basically blew up their roster as they apparently do under their new ownership, and they loved what they saw from AO in the AO, whatever, in the playoffs. Incredible playoff performance from him. Letting Nas Reed go was incredibly horrible for the culture. I actually can't believe they did that. Juice was probably ready to go. It was probably his time. But like you're not gonna miss guys like Mike Conley and Anderson, slow mo. But LaMelo Ball coming in next to Anthony Edwards with Jaden McDaniels is just gonna be fucking terrifying for your wing. I mean, they're gonna be raining hell. They're gonna be raining fire with AO out there too. Io, sorry again, but my God, that is gonna be terrifying. And my number one is the Jalen Brown to the Sixers. I think that was the best trade. Are they? Must be down. Uh, Getting Jalen Brown for a Paul George that everybody knew you were going to have to attach first round assets to get rid of, and you did so and received Jalen Brown. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. Hats off to the new GM in town. Daryl Morey, you're a liar. We won't forget what you did to James Harden. And I think I think I loved what they did. I think I love what they did. Uh, y- Again, they didn't lose anybody worth our time. Brought in some new side pieces. I love Simons off the bench. I think he's going to be a flamethrower. Can do a great Maxi impression. And Jalen Brown's going to play 75 games and be great. So hats off to the Sixers, and that's our top five best. We have Jalen Brown at one, LaMelo Ball to the Wolves at two, Giannis to the Heat at three, everything the Grizzlies have done at four, and Wemby's contract extension not taking the max at five. We'll be back with the worst. All right, welcome back. We now have the top five worst offseason moves, or our short list of it. I want to start off with number five with Gary Trent, who is now under investigation because this is the shadiest, maybe worst deal I've ever seen in my life. I have a personal vendetta with Gary Trent Jr. He ruined my fantasy team one year. I hate Gary Trent Jr. He ruined my Christmas. He ruined my fantasy team, and now he's ruining the offseason and integrity of the front office and league. And Gary Trent, I've been fucking watching you for years, and I know he's up to no good. We got we gotta get on this guy. We gotta get on this guy. Gary Trent, bad fucking guy at number five. Number four, worst moves. The Nuggets. The Nuggets did nothing. The Nuggets pretty much did nothing, and they seem to just be content rolling the dice with Aaron Gordon's hamstring being held together with toothpick and string, and Jamal Murray and Jokic core. Peyton Watson coming back, maybe? I don't know. I'm not moved by it. The West may have moved past the Nuggets. I fear they needed more. They needed to do something. I fear Marvin Bagley is not doing something. Uh, our third biggest loser is I have the Detroit Pistons in the Jalen Duren saga. What the hell, man? Are they just not signing him? Is he not signing anywhere? Can you guys not come to a deal at all? They're just gonna trade him, get nothing, something. This whole situation is a loser. I feel like Detroit had a bright future. I feel like they were trending in the right direction. They were doing really well. They they tanked it with this entire situation. I feel like this has just felt like Detroit is still Detroit. You've added no one scary. John Collins is all right, you know. Gary Harris on the right night. Isaiah Joe on the right night. I'm not moved by these guys. It's a bunch of shooters. You have no front court. Go get Jalen Duren. He was an All NBA. You can't lose him. You cannot lose him for nothing. Um, Number two biggest loser, a trend back to the Nuggets, who at least you know didn't ruin themselves. The New Orleans Pelicans. And you're lucky you're not one. And you're lucky you're not one. I mean, is the whole roster untouchable? You guys won 29 games last year, 26 games last year, the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, just an abysmal franchise. You couldn't you couldn't ask for a lower, cheaper ticket. Basketball will never work in New Orleans. I, we are showing up for Fears and Queen only. Not sure why Zion isn't moved for something. I'm not sure why we're making guys like Missy untouchable. Why Trey Murphy? We aren't just getting some kind of asset back. I, d- I don't get it. I don't get New Orleans' plan. I don't think there is one. I think the plan is let's be so bad that, excuse me, they just relocate me. They just relocate me. That's how bad my franchise is going to be. I have no explanation otherwise. New Orleans Pelicans, you are going to be one or two biggest loser every year forever unless you show me something different. Um, and our number one biggest loser, I fear it's going to be the Toronto Raptors because with this deal on hold, they are now strangled from doing anything else. They have a locker room in limbo as well as the Clippers. It Their team doesn't know where they sit in the conference. They don't know their direction. They don't know how to if they're even going to have Kawhi. If they just lose everything they just traded because they accepted responsibility for this contract that the league may then void, and you now traded Brandon Ingram for multiple first round picks, multiple Grady Dick, a bunch of assets for a voided contract, Kawhi Leonard, who can sign for minimum anywhere. Good luck. Good luck recovering from that, Toronto. I think Kawhi is a loser in this as well because I think he tried to just do something on shady. At this point, it's been over a year. Something went down. He's a loser. This is loser behavior. The trade is loser for everybody involved. And I'm sorry you guys got into the Kawhi business again, Toronto. You should know better. Uh, we're gonna do a quick rundown of things I've liked from Summer League and some draft grade recap after this as well. All right, last part of the pod here. We're just gonna circle back to some of the draft grades that we slash I gave to the first round picks and see how some of them are doing around the league and how that goes. I will point out that Swain was tied for my worst grade on the board, and no fault of Swain's own, I believe. He's had a horrible summer league. I like some of the worst I've seen. When we look up his stats, I believe he went 0 for his last 19 shots. Can I not search? Oh my God, you can't search. Well, that's embarrassing. All right, Swain, Swain Summer League stats. Yeah. Oof, man, that's not good. That is not good. God. 28 minutes, 4.2 points. God, my green screen's getting messed up right now. Green screen. Did we not figure this out in part one that we were supposed to work? Jeez. All right. Well, anyway. Uh, Dylan Swain, horrible draft grade, horrible performance, and I think we nailed that one. But the Bulls set him up. They put him in a point guard role. He's never been that. He's more of a more of a complementary piece. He's not going to be your floor general. He's not going to be your Mike Conley. He's going to be your defensive lockdown complementary guard, I guess, if that support guard, if that makes sense. I don't believe I was high enough on the Hornets picks. What what Anderson and Steinbach have been able to do in summer league, they look terrifying. They look terrifying. These guys are beasts. Give stats. Why does nothing on this website give stats? What? Whatever. Point is, these guys have been an absolute beast on the offensive and defensive side of the boards, and I think they're going to be really fun in the league. I think that this team is still going to run with or without LaMelo. I think they're going to try it with Kobe White and Khan, and these guys are going to get the misses. I think it's super fun. Them and Diabate, and I fear those should have been A's. Amet has looked really promising as of late, but I'll hold my breath. I think I might have been right there. As for the top guys, I think we did nail these. I might have overstepped on Acuff, but hey, we'll hold out. Um, most of these picks, I feel like I'll hold out, but guys like down down at Cameron Carr and Sanak, I might have been too low on Sanak. Even Koa Pete, these were guys that were fantastic in school, and I think just fell into the right situation. And sometimes that's all it takes, especially as a rookie in the NBA. If you can just get the right role, right minutes, fit the right system. Koa Pete didn't even have to move. He just got to stay right in town. And I'm sure that really helps the adjustment to the league and really just sets the career into a proper trajectory. Guys like Alex Caravan might have been a bad A plus. We will hold out on all A pluses, but we will boast about A pluses like Yaxel and Caleb Wilson, who I'm not sure I talked enough about. Caleb Wilson is the GOAT of preseason. He's the GOAT of summer league. He he is just tearing down the rim, blocking everything. The guy's everywhere. He's crushing every interview. He's exactly what Chicago needs. It sucks that they bombed that Swain pick. I really thought that was going to be LeBaron during the pick, like in the moment, the entire draft. You could look at my feed. I'm sure. I'm sure it was like, where is LeBaron? Where is LeBaron? Hornets. Yeah. Ugh. I didn't like those picks at the time. They were absolutely crushing. Swain feels like a reach, but he was kind of the man, and he is kind of the man. But it was definitely a reach. Caleb Wilson, we did know was was quite possibly the best guy at 4. And Caleb's in Chicago, as Bears fans know. Run the fucking city. Caleb's run the city, and that's how it should be. That's about my summer league synopsis. Synopsis, not synapsis. Synopsis. Uh, we probably jumped the gun on Acuff. He might need a little more development. We were low on the Hornets guys. We nailed Caleb Wilson. And LeBaron's been a stud as well. But guys like Sanak, I think, Kobe Pete, they just fell into the right spots, and I think they're gonna look pretty good next year. And I'm looking forward to it. All right, that's that. I think I hit all my points on my notepad, my notebook. Uh, thank you for sitting through this again. I hope I'm getting a little better and using less ums and likes. I'm trying very hard. It's really tough, just did it again, to talk one on none. So that's something I need to get better at, but I hope that comes across and I hope I improve. Uh, thank you guys so much again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.